Hello, I'm here today. Well, obviously, you can tell by the title, I'm going to be opening some Pokemon cards, and we're going to listen to the AC again because it's not supposed to cool down outside until tomorrow. I'm not doing Undertale today. Um, I still need to rest my voice a little more, and also, due to the fact that I'll be doing several voices um, for Undertale. Uh, and borderline yelling the entire time due to this microphone. Um, sunglasses. Uh, I don't want to get any noise complaints today because most people are home right now. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do the Pokemon cards and then react to the podcast sequentially or simultaneously, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Alright, so I'm gonna see if I can find. It's called Rock Bottom or some bullshit, right? Yup. I love that the first thing you see is like people talking about it. And then, oh, that's fun. He's talking about infidelity with someone else. Okay, a conversation with Ariel Fulmer. I didn't know he had more episodes out. The only one I ever hear about is this one. Um, this was 11 days ago. This one was 4 days ago. I don't really want to watch the other episodes because here's the thing. This channel, yeah, it started with like 60,000 subscribers because it was the old channel from his old podcast with Ariel called Baby Steps. He did the same thing over on Spotify. I think he did it over on all platforms, like rebranded the joint podcast that they had, that he built a ton of success with her, and he just rebranded it to benefit him, which is absolutely vile and disgusting. Like, he didn't even try to get a fresh start YouTube channel. He just rebranded the old one that already had thousands of subscribers. And that's just so gross. Like, he built this whole brand, he built this really successful business with his wife, or ex-wife, because I think they say they're separated. I've seen a few videos talking about it, but I've never actually watched him and her talk about it. Oh, he hijacked his family channel. Yeah, that's probably, like, it's so, something about it feels very intentional. Like, he clearly knew what he was doing. Also, I'm working on a cough drop right now. That's why I'm like pausing between words like this. He just he's just so, like, the expressions. Like, he's clearly an opportunist. He waited a bit, which tends to work out really well for content creators, especially YouTubers who get in a lot of hot water. David Dobrik did it successfully. So to name an example, David Dobrik waited out the controversy where he almost killed Jeff, and it worked out really well for him. But the thing is, with Ned, the difference is Ned's audience, on average, is most likely more adult than David's. Because a younger audience is less, and I should say younger audience as in children, aren't really going to care about controversies the way that an adult audience would. So I don't think he fully took that into account. I think the main reason she chose to be on it is so that he wouldn't have full control over the narrative. It's so that she could at least call him out when he's, like, trying to downplay what he's done and tries to, like, paint himself to be just as much of a victim as she is. Because he does do that a bit. I mean, I watched Moist Critical's video on it. And the line about, it's a shame society does that. Like, he went full Joaquin Phoenix Joker on it. And I know he puts on a vocal fry. I know that. I have a bit of a vocal fry, but that's because I've been sick. It's not that I'm putting one on. This just happens when I'm a bit sick. So without further ado, let's get into it. I think I'm going to do them at the same time, or at least try to.
Hi.
Oh my
I'm
god.
Ned Fulmer. 3 years
Jump
ago,
scare.
I cheated on my wife with my producer.
Pausing right now, he says he cheated on his wife with his producer. Already, the language is, like, giving Alex more power than she actually had. Because he neglected to mention... Oh my god, these sunglasses, hang on. He neglected to mention that he was her boss. Not only that, he handled the HR. So he was in charge of whatever HR they had at the time. I know the Try Guys later said they got more HR after the fact. They got, like, a proper department. But before that, he was head of HR. Now, I know that Alex holds responsibility as well. But he's much more at fault. Because she did cheat too. She was in a 10-year relationship. But that's the thing, though. Like, even if it wasn't consensual, she wouldn't have been able to complain about it to anyone because he was head of HR. Now, it most likely was consensual, but there is still the fact that he had power over her, and he's really trying to undersell that here. He's really trying to skirt around it. He's really trying to not be seen as, like, the main perpetrator. Like, oh, she's just as bad as I am. Maybe even worse. She's my producer. Dog, she's your employee. And the thing is it's like, it's not, it's very, like, he's already trying to manipulate the story to make himself seem better. And I understand the instinct to do that. You want to present yourself in the best way possible. But the truth of the matter is, you didn't just cheat on your wife. That makes it sound like it was a spur of the moment. It just kind of happened. Oh, I don't know what happened. I just cheated on you, like, spur of the moment. This was a 10-month affair. This wasn't a spur of the moment thing. It wasn't impulsive. He didn't just one day decide to cheat on his wife out of the blue. No, he's been having an affair. Maybe that's how it started. But by the time that everyone found out about it, it had been going on for 10 months. Now, I should mention, I've been a fan of the Try Guys since I was in high school. So I know a little bit more than some of the other people who only started knowing about them from him cheating on his wife. I should mention the SNL skit. Ned has said on a podcast that he has a friend who writes for SNL. So there is a possibility, slim as it may be, that Ned reached out to his friend and said, Becky even mentioned it on Twitter. She was like, hey, anyone remember Ned saying that he had a friend who worked for SNL? Who wrote? And so there is a possibility that Ned reached out to his friend and said, hey, can you paint this in a way that makes them seem ridiculous for firing me? There is a possibility that happened. There's no proof, so I'm just gonna say there's a possibility. And is it likely? I don't know. But it's still possible. Do I think that's something he might do? Yes.
It became a massive public scandal.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what happens when you brand yourself as the guy who loves his wife. And the issue wasn't just that you cheated. It's the same thing with, like, Bill Clinton. The issue with Bill Clinton isn't that he cheated. I think Miles said it. Do people think that the reason Bill Clinton was so controversial was that he cheated? No, it's because it was with an employee. Someone who worked for you. You had power over them. So yeah, it became a massive public scandal. And by the way, Bill Clinton should be in prison for being on the Epstein list. Just saying. Anyone on that list should be in prison. Release the files. Oh, it's back on.
Caused a lot of pain.
It caused a lot of pain? Did it cause a lot of pain for you, Ned? Or did it cause a lot of pain for everyone in your life? You know, your apparently three friends that you built an entire business with who had to choose to lose a lot of money by not including you in any content after they found out. Did it cause a lot of pain to your wife, who before then seemed to completely trust you and totally loved and like completely loved you? Is that who it caused pain for? Or are you trying to imply that this was somehow painful for you because people turned on you? I'm already very hostile towards him. He was never my favorite Try Guy to begin with. I always liked the other three significantly more. He was always just kind of there. So it's just like, And the whole thing of, I remember there was a running gag that his favorite color was red because it rhymed with Ned. I was like, that seems a bit egotistical. That seems a bit... Something's weird about that. Because in the videos, I mean, Keith always did a bit where he was like, where he'd act super arrogant. But the thing is, that was a bit. With Ned, it didn't really feel like a joke. It felt more like he actually believed all this, everything that he would like hype himself up about. To a lot of people.
I know that I represented myself as a kind of wife guy.
Yes.
Talked about his relationship and put that out there for public consumption.
Yes, you did.
And you, as a viewer, I know that I broke your trust.
Hey, you also broke your wife's trust. I feel like that's significantly more important. Like, you broke her trust. And the trust of a bunch of your friends. And business partners. You broke their trust. That's significantly more important than the viewer. Than whatever viewer trust you broke. You kind of screwed up the parasocial relationship with your viewers, but I'm gonna get rid of this thing. Hang on. Like that. That's annoying. But, here's the thing. The more important trust you broke was your wife and the guys you built a business. Like, their trust is so much more important. You're really kind of glossing over it. Which is super weird.
I betrayed my spouse.
Okay.
Co-workers, friends, family. And I betrayed him.
Seems like he's really trying to make us feel for him in this. This feels very much like a classic YouTube apology, where they're like, "Oh, I'm so raw and emotional. You're seeing everything from me," and it's very staged, very rehearsed, very scripted, and there's no authenticity. It's not real. It's just very manipulative already.
And I know it's not just about cheating. I was a company owner.
Okay.
Relationship with the producer.
He keeps saying producer. He acknowledged that he was the company owner, but still calling her his producer, which still gives her more power.
Was engaged, friends with all of her friends and coworkers. It was understandably a messy and devastating situation for everyone involved.
Oh yeah, it was that's how I'd describe it. It was messy. Actually, I think everyone else handled it really well. I think Ned's the only one who didn't. I don't know. I'd like to see him try to interview the his employee's ex-fiance. I'd like to see him try to do that.
And I was
Dude, speak up. Go back to your Squidward voice. For fuck's sake, speak up.
awesome.
Also, I know I'm not supposed to open things with my teeth.
I can't change it. I can't change the past. I can't
God.
own it and accept it and try to change how I show up differently in the future.
Wait. Try to change. I know that's not. I know this isn't the point, but try to change how I show up differently in the future. As a saying, that doesn't even make sense. It's either try to change how I show up or try to show up differently. I thought he was supposed to be a smart guy. Like, he always portrayed himself as very, very smart because he went to Yale. Which obviously is not a measure for intellect. I mean, he still behaves like a frat douche. I mean, that was basically his persona outside of his life, was frat douche.
So, I wanted to say, I'm sorry.
How long did it take? 2 minutes in. It took him 2 minutes to get to I'm sorry. Does he say I'm sorry to his wife?
I hurt you. And I hope to make amends.
No, and I'm not gonna bother with sound effects. I don't want to mess around with those right now. You hope to make amends? How are you gonna do that?
Over time.
Over time? Oh, now his hands come out.
One step is to publicly witness the pain of my partner.
Publicly, you need to publicly witness the pain. He needs to What?
Ariel.
Aren't you guys separated? Or, like, divorced? Aren't you guys not partners anymore? Maybe you're co-parents. That doesn't mean you're, like, partners.
This is a conversation with Ariel in this video. It's painful at times.
Is the vocal fry him trying to rebrand? I don't want to watch the other episodes of this to find out if he continues the vocal fry. But it's so weird. It's such a bizarre choice. Yeah, I behaved like a douche, so I'm gonna try to sound even douchier by adding a vocal fry. People who naturally have vocal fries are fine, but adding one makes you sound so fucking douchey.
It's honest, vulnerable, brutal.
It's
but
brutal.
It's necessary for her to move forward, and I'm grateful for the chance to witness it.
Mm-hmm.
As
What was that noise?
disappointed as we were that something so private and painful became such a public spectacle.
Who was more disappointed that it got public, Ned? Who was more disappointed in the fact that it was public? I understand she probably faced a lot of backlash for it. But you faced. Why were you disappointed that it became public, Ned? Was it because it's a lot harder to bounce back from it now that it's public? Is it a lot harder to pretend that you're somehow a sort of victim in all of this?
I get why people were so outraged, and I understand that that is the reason that
That thought. He even put on a weird accent for a little bit. That's so dumb.
she can't move forward with any sort of public thing without addressing this. So this is that. This is a conversation where we answer your questions. We share what we've been up to these last 3 years and what you can expect from us moving forward.
Hey, does he ever answer the question of what the hell's wrong with you? She is so out of your league. How the hell did you think it was? How the hell do you cheat on someone who's that far out of your league? I mean, how do you cheat on someone in general? I understand there are open relationships, polyamorous relationships, but that's not cheating. Those aren't cheating. Um, and those require a lot of communication. He chose to cheat. This guy chose cheating over any sort of communication with his wife or with anyone else. He chose to do that. He chose the affair.
It's about an hour long, and I know that from my perspective, I want to tell stories of curiosity and empathy, and I want them to be meaningful and have value in people's lives. So I hope that you find this impactful. So please join me for this conversation with Ariel Fulmer.
Well, here we are.
Oh, he almost slipped back into his normal voice here.
Back again. It feels weird. Feels a little.
Oh, there's
awkward.
a buzz. There is a buzz. Oh my god.
Back in a podcasting room.
Yeah.
I mean, we've certainly had a lot of conversations where we've sat like this.
Yeah, that's true.
But not, conversations that are meant for the public.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
What the hell is this? I know that's not the point of the video, but what is this? What is this? What is this supposed to be?
Strange to think that people are watching this and listening to it rather than just being in like a therapy setting.
Oh heck yeah. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm on the verge of like standing up and walking out of this room. Absolutely.
Same.
Oh yeah. Now he's trying to like relate to her. I'm in the same boat as you. This is just as uncomfortable for me. Even though I'm the one who put us in this situation.
I'm like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing? But no, I feel like this is a necessary thing.
Yeah, we've kind of been.
I get the feeling that she had to stop herself from saying a necessary evil. Just she's really like holding back on just going off on him is already the feeling I'm getting.
And just keeping our lives very private for the last 3 years.
We have.
Just almost hiding from the world.
We've been hiding.
I don't know if he was trying to hide. Didn't he like, call like paparazzi to like run into them outside of like couples therapy and outside of like their house and stuff?
We've been hiding from the world. And I'm not going to lie, it's been kind of great.
Mm-hmm.
It's been kind of great to be
Okay, this buzz that's in the background. I have no room to talk with the AC always off and on. But the difference is, Ned is supposedly a professional at this. Like, this was his job for years. And he doesn't know what to do about it. I don't know if that should make me feel better or worse.
super private.
And it's ironic because we don't stop becoming recognizable figures. People still come up to us, people still recognize us. And to the extent that we're kind of moving forward in our lives, that's something that you've talked about. It's like, how can I move forward in my life without people knowing the next part of my story if they're still stuck on the 2022 part of my story?
I have a question. They've said before that Ned had a full career before the internet, before joining the Try Guys, before joining BuzzFeed. Like, he was a chemist. Why doesn't he just go back to doing that? I mean, why is he so set on this internet thing? Is he maybe living a lifestyle that's more expensive than what his chemist job would be able to pay for? I understand that having kids is very expensive, but I mean, surely he'd be able to get a decent paying job back in the field he worked in before BuzzFeed, if he truly wished to.
That's kind of the thing, isn't it? And that's the whole reason that we're here, because we're stuck in 2022.
Yeah, at least as far as they know.
Exactly. we have moved on with our lives.
Yeah, we've moved on for a while
We
now.
have moved on with our lives. But like, as far as everybody else is concerned, we're still stuck in 2022.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the whole reason that we're here, and the reason that we can't walk out of this room, because we live in a social world, right? And we can't move on with our lives if we don't move on publicly.
Like, publicly reestablish the context of who we are, how we relate to each other after being so public with our relationship before.
Who
So,
who was the one who was so public before, Ned? Did she maybe have to start being public because of you? Because you were the one constantly making your relationship public? Like, it isn't even just the cheating that was your fault. The fact that it was so public was Ned's fault.
it's a really strange thing, actually. That we can't do anything publicly without kind of addressing this first.
Yeah, I mean, in 2022, it got so big, right? The whole scandal, it grew and grew and grew, to the point where it just became this thing that just like got so much bigger than us.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just sort of hid away from it,
Same.
and going completely dark.
See, he keeps trying to put himself in the same boat as her. Like, in the same boat with her. Like, he's like, I'm right there with you. Like, we're in the same situation. It's exactly the same. When it really isn't. Especially since he's the one who put them in the situation to begin with.
It was the only thing that I could think to do. And for the last 3 years, I've just hidden behind the scandal, you know? And now, like, now I can't get out from behind it.
Yeah, because it's a big step to, like, sit down and do what we're doing and to talk about it.
Right. But even, like, going out in public with...
It's a big step to do what we're doing. I'd say it's... That's kind of a crazy thing to say. Like, what we're doing is so big. What we're doing... It's just so weird.
With, like, my kids or...
Oh, that's interesting. It is interesting that she says my kids and not our kids. It's just really interesting. Like, that's not really something you do when you truly believe that we are equals in parenting our children.
Just going out to dinner or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing that people see is the scandal.
Yeah. It's a big loss.
It's a big loss.
Yeah, I guess it would be. But here's the thing. Once again, the loss is because of him, and he kind of just moves around that. He kind of just sidesteps that.
But it's a really strange way to go about your normal life.
Mm.
You know, like, I am a human who has needs. Like, I want to have regular friends, and I don't want to like walk up to somebody that I want to be friends with at, like, preschool and have to start every conversation with, like, my personal life is a dumpster fire, as I'm sure you know, but also, do you want to be friends with me?
Yeah, that's got to be really, really rough to have. I mean, not just have someone you were married to for years cheat on you, but to have it be so public to the point where it's hard for you to just go out and make friends and have people just think of you as just another normal person.
You know, like, I'm not gonna lie, I have some really authentic friendships that have started that way. But, like, I don't want to go about my life starting friendships like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of want the new friends to know the context of, like, who you currently are as a person.
Exactly.
I remember I have met some people, like, made new friends or kind of introduced myself to strangers. And it's like, oh, let's exchange Instagrams. I'm like, well,
right?
Here's mine, but couple of caveats. One, I have a lot more followers than you might expect. Two,
oh my god. Ew. What? Why would you say that?
All of this is pretty outdated. And three, don't Google me.
Don't go.
Yeah, if someone says don't Google me, you know what the first thing I'm gonna do is? I'm gonna Google them. It's gonna be my first instinct. I'm gonna be like, why don't you want me to Google you? What am I gonna find? And chances are, A lot of them Googled him and found out that he sucks as a person.
Don't Google me.
You
Just
probably don't want to
get
Google
to know me first. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You don't want to be just sort of seen as the sum of your mistakes for me.
Oh, he had to add the for me.
Or the sum of your past for you.
Right.
And
Well, here's the thing, though. People tend to get judged based off of their actions and their words. That's kind of how things work. And I understand she doesn't want to be known for having a husband that cheated on her. That is completely fine. She didn't do anything wrong in this situation. She is completely innocent in all of this. But for him to say, I don't want to be known by the sum of my mistakes. What? Like, you did the thing. Of course people are going to know you for it. Of course people are going to judge you for it. People shouldn't judge her. But, I mean, I understand people criticizing her for doing this. But it is weird that they're criticizing her for it because it's clearly to make sure that he doesn't have full control over the narrative.
the challenging thing is,
from my perspective, I shouldn't put any sort of intentions into what she does because I don't know these people.
it's been complicated for a while. I mean, we are still friends.
Are you still friends? Or is she just being civil towards you because she wants you to play a part in the lives of the children that you had together?
Children together. We go on trips together.
Right.
That doesn't mean you're friends.
You know, there's a spectrum of being together, not together.
Right.
Like there's ways in which we're together, but it's like the way that everyone wants to know, like, are you guys still like an item? Are you guys still a couple?
How would you say an item? How old are you? Wait a minute, how old is he? Okay, he's almost 40. Are we still an item? What is Ariel? Okay, she's 39.
Like, no.
And I know she's said in podcasts that she was insecure about their relationship because she's a little bit older than he is. Which is so sad. Like, did he not even bother to try to make her feel beautiful and loved?
We really.
Which, like, she deserves that. She does. Like, if you're going to be married to someone, you should at least make sure they feel loved, valued, and, like, attractive.
Haven't been at all this last 3 years.
No, we haven't.
Like, there's moments when we kind of tried, but just because you go to a Taylor Swift concert together doesn't mean that you're, you know, that
Doesn't mean
all
that
is
you're
forgiven
together.
and you're.
No, like, people ask me, like, do you forgive Ned for what he did? And I mean, the answer is no. Absolutely not. How can you forgive somebody for lying to you, for cheating on you?
Mm-hmm.
No. Fuck no. Like, I don't even. It's. Sorry, I saw red for a minute. It's like, no, the answer is no. But
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's understandable. I mean, it is crazy that people go to her and be like, "Do you forgive him? Do you forgive him? Do you forgive him?" And they immediately jump on this idea that not only did she forgive him, but she took him back. They're fully moved on, everything, and they're still together. They're still married. They're still a couple.
But also, I feel like forgiveness isn't the goal at this point.
Mm.
You know, we've been together for a long time, and you are the father of my two beautiful children, and we know each other really well, and I you know, we've worked through a lot of stuff, and the fact that I can be around you and still, like,
Notice how he says they're still friends, but she doesn't. She never says they're friends.
have a good time and, like, enjoy spending time with you and enjoy spending time with my kids. Like, I think that's a win.
Yeah. It's taken a lot of work to do that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, as we've adjusted, we've recalibrated our relationship towards a platonic friendship. And, it's just been challenging.
He keeps saying they're friends,
I think
and that it's a
we're
friendship.
getting to a point of sort of celebrating that, really embracing it and accepting it.
Are we celebrating? Is she celebrating?
The past, and it's hard to hear saying, like, "Fuck no, I don't forgive you." Like,
Oh, it's hard. Is it hard to hear that? It's hard to hear the woman you cheated on say she doesn't forgive you.
of course I get it.
I think he wanted her to say that she forgave him. I think he really, really wanted. And now he's trying to make her feel, from what I can tell, from what I can see, it seems like he's kind of trying to make her feel bad for saying she doesn't forgive him.
You're still, as much progress as we've had, you're still very angry.
Okay, the wording on that is so... As much progress as we've made, you're still angry. It's sort of... It's kind of being like, well, why are you still mad? Stop being mad. Don't be mad at me. Please stop being mad at me. Even though I hurt you and betrayed you, don't be mad at me anymore. We've made progress. Don't be mad at me. That means you can't be mad.
Yeah. You know, we're talking about, like, not having sat in this position for 3 years, you know, and, like, yeah, of course I'm still angry. We lost a lot. There was a lot that happened 3 years ago.
And I know, like, in the realm of the internet, 3 years is a long time. But 3 years is really, in normal everyday life, 3 years really isn't that long. Like, it really isn't.
It was, I mean, I found out about their affair from the fans.
Well, that's interesting, because I think at some point he tried to say that he came clean about it, that he told her himself. It is rough that she had to hear it from a bunch of strangers, and that they were the ones, that they seemingly cared more about her than her own husband than at the time. And that like they were looking, I know that the people who told her about it were most likely looking out for her, and like, she needs to know this, which yeah, she did need to know about this, but it is rough that she had to hear about it from fans and not and not find out about it privately.
I mean, and I was so blindsided that somebody sent me a picture, and I like, I couldn't. It was like my brain couldn't compute, and it's like, for some reason I didn't see what was actually there in the picture. I thought it was her sister, and I remember sending it to you and being like, "What's your sister doing?" It was, and I think back on that and I think, like, what was like, how did I not see what was going on?
It is sad that she's even partially blaming herself for not being able to see this. For like, oh, why couldn't I see this? Like, there's even any sort of blame that she's put on herself. It is really sad that her mindset is, how could I not see this? Instead of, obviously I couldn't see what was going on. I completely trusted this guy, and turns out he's just been lying to me, and it was just hard to process, because we'd been together for so long, and because of the trust that I had built. Like, instead of that being her mindset, it's, why couldn't I see it? It's kind of sad that that's what her mind is doing, because clearly none of this is her fault. And of course she was blindsided. I mean, how could she not be?
What was so fucked up in my brain that I couldn't actually see what was happening in this picture? Like, the picture was right there in front of me. You know?
I think there is an element of, you don't want to believe that someone who you've put complete trust in would do something to hurt you. So the brain doesn't want to register that. And it might be a subconscious thing. So there is that.
And then
I do love that my video feed and this whole thing is partially just kind of covering him a little bit. It's a little funny. Also, I know it's not the point, but the combination of my AC going off and the buzz throughout this entire video might wind up driving me insane.
And then the pieces just started falling, and falling, and like, and then more pictures started coming in, more pictures, and it is so wild how we live in this world where everything is so public. Like, you don't realize it, but everybody's taking pictures of you. Everywhere you go. And it's kind of scary. And it makes you realize that whenever you leave your house, you're like, you're not safe. You know? And,
once again, he put them in that position. Ned put them in that position where because I'm pretty sure there was some sort of confirmation where he called like TMZ or something and had them like wait around for them outside of like therapy or outside their house. And now having her be like, it's really scary that people just ambush me outside of my house and whenever I leave and whenever I'm outside. And knowing that he's at least partially responsible for that. I don't remember where I read that he did that, but I wouldn't be surprised. It wasn't exactly a shock that he did.
And then after everything happened, I sort of went into this like this weird state where like nothing was safe, and nothing and nobody, like I couldn't trust anybody. I couldn't trust.
Honestly, it's heartbreaking to hear her say that she truly had no one in this time. I mean, except her kids, obviously, but you know, they're way too young to be able to truly be people you can lean on in situations like this. But so she truly was essentially alone in everything. And it's just really sad that she truly had no one to turn to, no one who was there to support her.
Public, I couldn't trust you. I couldn't trust my friends. I just stayed inside, like, because there were cameras everywhere. You know, it was like, it was so unsafe. Everything was unsafe. Yeah, it took a long time to like get back to myself.
How did having it become such a public scandal kind of?
Oh my God.
Change everything for you?
How did me publicly having a 10-month affair change everything for you?
Did it make it worse? Did it make it easier? Did it just sort of make it...
Didn't she just say that it was super difficult to have it be public? Like, was he not listening? Did he listen to anything she just said? She just said it was really scary and she couldn't trust anyone. What does he mean? How did having it be so public change things for you? What does he mean? Did it make it harder? Did it make it better?
Surreal.
It was so many different things. And it was all tied in together too. You know, I think that, and it all, it's like the trauma of discovering that you've been, that like everything that you know isn't real, and then add to it this other part where you're sort of being you're being watched by cameras, which isn't something that's like a part of our lives. Like, yes, we are somewhat public figures, but like we've never had cameras waiting outside of our house. Like, that is not
the fact that like he most likely went behind her back to call, because there are like for hire paparazzi services that people can call to do like fake paparazzi run-ins with.
That's not something that we're used to. Like, we're not like celebrities. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not a part of our lives. And this was
also, by the way, I absolutely despise like paparazzi. I like, as a career, it's so ghoulish to just stalk. It's literally stalking people. But like there are legal workarounds because they're a public figure. I don't like it. I don't know. I feel like people should be entitled to privacy when they want it.
a period in our lives where we had like there was like a car following us, and it was really strange because we had just, you know, found out that we were dealing with this, you know, with this cheating situation, with this betrayal. We decided to find a new couples therapist, right?
Right.
And so we were driving to our new couples therapist, and so we were in the car together because we decided to drive together, and you decided you needed a snack, and so you had a Tupperware with you, and I had my jug of water, and we got in the car together because we were like, well, why don't we drive together? We're going to the same place. And so we get in the car, and we were driving there, and so you're like eating your apple as you're driving, and I turned to you and I was like, Ned, I think there's a car following us. Like, I'm pretty sure this car has followed us from our house. And you were like, oh, that's weird. Like, I wonder what that could be, you know? And then when we park outside of the couples therapist's office, and we see that this car has a camera, it was like, I think that person just took a picture of us. And so we went inside and we talked about it a little bit, and then we had our therapy session, and then we came out, and then there were multiple people outside, and it was probably one of the strangest situations that I personally have ever been in. I did not know what to do with my face, and so my reaction when I don't know what to do with my face is I smile.
I mean, that's a pretty normal facial response when you're uncomfortable, is to just like smile or even laugh when you're uncomfortable. That's really, really normal. It explains, like, she smiles a lot here, and I think part of that is just like to be nice. And another part of it is, like, this is probably really, really uncomfortable to be doing. But I don't think it's because she still really likes him or just truly...
Yeah.
just...
That is my go-to reaction when I don't know what to do with my face. I
Mhm.
just smile like an idiot.
That's my reaction too.
I smile.
Is it? I know I'm being really hostile towards him, but he does not deserve any sort of grace in this. He really doesn't.
Like I, like a cat. I just smile. And
This was
so
like, this is the video that everyone
this is the
saw,
video
right?
that everyone saw. And
Leaving couples therapy.
we're leaving couples
like,
therapy, looking at each other like we don't have a care in the world. And it is because we are absolutely just beyond, like this is so bizarre. What is happening right now? This has never happened in our lives ever. We don't know what's going on. Like, let's just get to our car, and we're just like, just smile, like they're not gonna hurt us. Who are these people? Everything's fine. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was the strangest situation. It was so bizarre.
I remember our neighbors during that time were doing some roof repair work, and so there was this
There's like a construction
unmarked
van.
white van outside of our house, and it was parked there for like weeks, and we had
there's the AC again.
And
That absolutely was not. But it was like the strangest thing. I thought.
just for weeks, anytime you walk out the door,
An unmarked white van for construction work? I feel like most construction vans, like, aren't they labeled? Isn't there anything to, like, be like, hey, this is who we're working for, this is what we do? But, it's really strange. The thing is, like, someone... Ooh. I got something that might be good. Look at that. That might be a little something. I'm probably gonna order a few more Mega Evolution packs. And if I get the Mega Venusaur EX, the special one, the one that last time I checked was worth $220, I'll be able to return all the cards my sister traded me for the one I pulled initially. Now, I did not pull the Mega Venusaur on stream or on camera. This is the first time I've done opening Pokemon cards on camera. But yeah, if I manage to get another one of those Venusaur cards, my sister will get back all the cards she traded me for it. So hopefully I'll be able to pull another one.
That was really strange.
I can see how that caused you to really feel unsafe and mistrusting of the whole world.
Can you?
Just want to acknowledge that.
there's some acknowledgement of responsibility from Ned.
What was that moment like when everything changed for you?
Awful, obviously. It was kind of surreal. You know, I thought to myself, like, what would somebody who's been cheated on, like, what would somebody in a movie do?
Really?
No, I don't know, I wasn't thinking, like, of a specific movie or something like that. I was thinking, like, what would, like, what do people do in this situation? You know, like, I wasn't thinking of I wasn't thinking for myself. I was thinking like what do I do next?
I mean, it is a really difficult situation. Most likely because, yeah, I'm not any sort of relationship expert. I will say I've been on a lot of first and second dates. Haven't been on a lot of third dates, so I'm not really one to listen to on, like, dating and relationships. But I'd assume that, like, obviously you don't know what to do in a situation like this. You really wouldn't know how to, move on, how to continue your life, what the next steps would be. Because it's not like there's a how-to book on this. It's not like there's a what to do after your husband cheats on you with an employee and it becomes super public and everybody knows about it. There's no book on that. Honestly, it'd be such a power move if she wrote something like that, if she wrote a book about that. But I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to be a public figure. As far as I know, she never wanted to begin with. Like, it's not something she ever really wanted for herself. She only really did it for him.
I remember we were in New York, and you were just picking me up from the airport, and I was so, like, naively. So you were driving a rental, and I just naively looked over to you in the driver's seat, and I was like, why was Grace in New York? Like, I didn't realize Grace was in New York. Why was she, referring to that picture that I had sent to you? And you looked over at me with this look on your face, and it was like the veil just fell, like this. Like, I knew in my brain that something was going on, but I just sort of refused to believe it. And then when I saw that, like,
I mean, that is understandable. I mean, obviously no one wants to believe that someone, like I said before, no one wants to believe that someone that they put, like, complete trust in would choose to betray that trust in any sort of way.
just wildly guilty look on your face. Like,
I love that that's when he starts feeling guilty. Is when she confronts him with, like, oh, why was your sister in New York? And when she's finally asking him about the picture face to face, that's when the guilt starts.
you wanted to tell me something. And I didn't even let you say anything. I was like, turn this car around. You don't remember that?
Then why would you say you don't remember it happening like that?
How do you remember it?
I'm so glad that she calls him out. Like, she's still nice about it, obviously. because I think she still wants him to be, like, present in the lives of her kids.
Oh. I mean, you asked me
And he's got nothing.
a couple of different follow-up questions.
So, irrelevant things that she didn't feel the need to mention.
Yes. Yes, I just sort of answered them. Yeah.
Dude, speak up. For fuck's sake. You are a professional. I have this shitty mic that you can barely hear me with. And I'm pretty sure it's easier to understand what I'm saying than it is to understand you.
Is it really?
Get some diction.
Once I answered it in such a way that you knew exactly who it was and what had happened, yeah, then like take me back to the airport.
Yeah.
That part was very simple. If you're trying to be like in a movie.
Turn this fucking car around. Fucking car around.
I do notice, like, the way she's smiling is a lot different than just a friendly smile or like a happy one. And it isn't even the same as like a normal uncomfortable smile. This is like the smile of someone who's like, she's holding back. She really is. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, in her eyes.
That part was.
This fucking car.
Like, she is very not happy to be here. And why would she be? Why would she be happy about this?
Yeah. I think there was a lot of sort of delusions and rationalizations that you, as the person doing that, sort of are telling yourself as to why it's not so bad. It's gonna be okay. Actually, let's talk about it this way.
I mean, maybe, but like, that doesn't really excuse anything.
It's like I remember that moment. It all just kind of like fell down where I could see how devastated, just completely traumatized you were, and then it was just like, oh, everything changed for me as well. I'm like, oh no, this is.
Why is he speaking so quietly? Like, he always portrayed himself as he was confident, he knew who he was. Like, he was very, very confident previously. Or at least he'd act like it. And now it's all fake vocal fry and mumbling. It's a really strange choice for a rebrand. To choose to just... He honestly seems really fucking... Like I said in the title of this, he seems really pathetic.
Like I've been hurting this person that I love this whole time.
Damn, no way.
Person that I love this whole time.
Also, it doesn't really seem like you loved her that much. Just gonna put that out there. Like, a 10-month affair isn't the action you take when you love somebody. She is so... I love how annoyed she looks by that.
You didn't realize until then.
Well, you know.
Get him. Absolutely. fucking get him. Get his ass.
Oh, but then there's other things you tell yourself to kind of sort of compartmentalize, or I guess.
See, and now he's kind of using this weird therapy speak to make himself seem more like more of an more intellectual, and also like to kind of downplay everything. Oof.
Interesting.
I love that. Oh my god. She's a lot stronger than I am. I'll say that. She has so much self-control to not just like move the mics, to just like hit that mic out of the way and at least like is there anything in these cups? She should splash him with whatever's in those cups. It takes her so much. It's gotta take so much self-control to just be like, interesting. And it works so well. Like, she comes out of this, obviously she looking so much better. And like, and she just seems like a stronger person than she seemed before. And he's just making it worse and worse and worse. And she's really just letting him dig his own grave. It's so satisfying to see her do that.
You know, it's like
she's letting, like, she doesn't even need to fully take revenge, which I know would be really, really tempting to do some sort of revenge. But she doesn't need to do that because he's doing it for her. He's making himself seem even worse with pretty much everything he says. So she gets to just sit back and watch. And it's so satisfying.
like a addictive cycle, kind of feeling.
Is he comparing the act of choosing to have an affair with your employee to having an addiction? Hate him. I hate this guy. I mean, I already kind of hated him before.
Really guilty and ashamed, and then telling yourself the ways in which it's, you know, kind of just lying to yourself, and then
Well, I mean, you were already lying to everybody else. What's lying to yourself gonna do? Seems like he just ran out of people to lie to, so he was like, yeah, why not? I'll just lie to myself. I love her expressions. Like, her facial expressions throughout this video. And it isn't just because she's gorgeous, which she objectively is. But I just love, like, she truly is. Like, she's very, very composed throughout this. And it's really, really, like, honestly, she's kind of a badass for doing this. Like, she really got a front row seat to him digging his own grave.
And I did want to tell you, and there was probably a small part of me that was sort of relieved to not be keeping a secret, I guess.
Oh, was that hard for you? Was it hard for you keeping a secret?
Hard for you to hear.
No.
That. Hold on. Hold on. Is that hard for you to hear? That honestly sounds like he's fucking taunting her at this, like trying to taunt her with, is that hard for you to hear?
Hard for you to hear.
No, that part's not hard for me to hear.
Good for her.
I think it's, I've done a lot. I've spoken a lot with other betrayed partners over the
I'm so glad she chose to outright say betrayed.
last 3 years, and it's something that I've heard a lot. This idea of like when there's this sense of relief when the partner who's doing the betraying is able to finally tell the betrayed partner that about all the things that they have been doing, and kind of put their shame onto the other partner. They, in that like sort of release of their like of all of that like
shame and guilt
and guilt that they've been holding. It's almost like,
yeah, I don't know if he felt that guilty about it, considering that even after the first time he just kept doing it. I don't know if he felt that guilty. And also, I'm not convinced that this was the only time he had an affair. He got real cocky towards the end by doing shit in public, like publicly going on dates with his employee.
they feel so much relief, but the partner then has to accept it. And that's exactly what happened. You know, when you told me, suddenly then I had to take all of that guilt and shame of your affair. And it was so much to carry. So much. Like,
it is really sad that the partner who was betrayed has to also carry guilt and shame, even though they most likely didn't do anything wrong. Because it's like, obviously she didn't deserve any of this. So she really has nothing to feel guilty or ashamed about. But that doesn't, I mean, logically you know that you didn't do anything wrong, but there's still, emotions don't really play by logic. Like emotions don't really follow logic. That's not how they work.
and I know that it, like, and you know, suddenly something that like you had, that, and it, like the wild thing is that this was something that you had done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I had no part in this. This was not, like, you could even say that you had done this to me.
that's because he did do this to her. She could say that because he did do it to her.
You know, like I was the victim of this situation, and yet.
Well, she was one of two victims. The other victim was the employee's fiance, ex-fiance. They broke up afterwards.
When you told me, I had to like accept your guilt and your shame. And in our like society where couples are, especially married couples, like when men have affairs, women are often looked at as like, well, what did you do wrong? And it is.
And yeah, that is a huge, huge problem. I do think it probably happens to men when women have affairs as well, but I do think it's more common to look at the woman and be like, well, what'd you do wrong? Why didn't you just stay with you? Why weren't you enough? Which is really gross. It's a really, really gross attitude to have.
It is so hard to get out from under that. Of like, well, what did you do to make him look elsewhere? You know, were you not a good enough wife? Were you not? Did you not make him happy enough? You know. And there's so much shame there. And I'm so tired of holding that. I'm so tired of holding it.
And it's obviously really, really easy to be like, oh, well, just let go of it. But that's easier said than done. It's really hard to just stop feeling something.
How does it make you feel to hear that?
I love that she turned that. How does that make you feel around on him? Because he's been doing that for a while in this podcast. And it's just been like,
I mean, did it ever occur to you that like not only did you having an affair just it shattered our marriage,
of course,
but it also like all of that guilt and shame, you like hoisted that on me.
Yes.
Like you gave that to me. And now I have to carry that around for the rest of my life.
And that's so sad that happened to her, that she has to now live with that.
I don't think it's fair that as a society.
Whoa. She didn't ask how you felt about society. She asked if it ever occurred to you that you would do that to her, that you would hoist that guilt onto her.
In that position, it's certainly not true.
She's even her face is like, that's not what I asked.
Put in that position, it's certainly not.
Dude, you put her in that position. What the fuck?
Not true.
Like, look at her face here. She's like, that's not answering the question. I think he is, like, working around, like, dodging questions that, like, who knows he knows for sure that there's no way he could have answered that question and looked good. But here's the thing. Dodging it made him look even worse.
And no, it's not something that I imagined.
Okay, there we go.
Doing that, I think none of it was. If you really like let it sink in just how much you're hurting your partner and how devastating it is, like, how could you do that?
Yeah, how could you? How could you do that?
It's still very difficult now, even 3 years later, to see you in pain as you're talking about that. And I guess there's nothing I can do to.
Ooh! Ooh! My God!
Change the past or to.
She's not. I hate this. I hate him. I can't change the past. There's nothing I can do. Kind of just makes it sound like he's trying to say that everything that happened was like completely out of his control.
Or to help.
It's kind of weird to think about it now, because I feel like I'm in a really good place now, and going back to like before I discovered the affair, it feels like going back to this weird fantasy world where like, I don't know, I thought we had this love that like transcended, I don't know. But it was a fantasy. It was like, you know, I trusted you so completely. And I mean, we grew up together. We got married when we were like in our early 20s.
Yeah.
We were babies.
I mean, they were married for over a decade. That's insane.
We had nothing. I mean, we moved out to LA with just our car full of stuff. I mean, I'm like tearing up just thinking about it. We were just kids. And it's like, it really was a fantasy. And I just think, how could you do that to me? Like, who are you?
Bro, answer. Oh my God. Dude, say something. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
Alright, 37 minutes in. 37 minutes, 58 seconds in. That's how long it took in this hour-long podcast for him to actually say the words, "I'm sorry," to the person you cheated on. He probably said it in private before. And here's the thing. Those words mean nothing. because he likely doesn't feel remorse that he did it. It's more likely that he's upset that not only was he caught, but also that there were repercussions for him, that he had to face consequences. Let's look at the comment section.
There was so...
Him calling it the scandal and her calling it your affair is all we needed to know. Mental relief I feel knowing that she hasn't stayed with him is enormous. The way I'm never clicking this channel again after this video. Ariel, you are a queen for handling this so perfectly. Ned, get a real job. We don't have to hear him. Used his wife to build his brand, cheated on her, now using his ex-wife to save his brand. We love to see it. It's sad that this society... Bro, you're the one who put her in that spot. He's trying to interview her like a therapist or fellow victim. It's wild. He literally destroyed her life. That's exactly it. Supporting Ariel is truly the only reason why we're here, yes. I can't believe he's really interviewing her about him traumatizing her. Man fails to convince his ex-wife that he's also a victim of his months-long affair. Pack it in, Squidward, no one's buying it. The vocal fry he's relying on to heavily sound remorseful is making my skin crawl. Yes, imagine being upset that the person you cheated on is still mad at you for upending their whole life. I'm excited to never hear Ned Fulmer's name ever again. Just to be clear, I'm only watching this to see what Ariel has to say. I will not be watching or consuming anything else Ned puts out. Hope Ariel is kicking her feet reading these comments. Damn, that really sucks that it happened to you. Ned's vibe the whole time. These comments are incredible. I imagine it would be really cathartic to hear another cheating victim tell the person who cheated on them, like, no, I don't forgive you. Ned sounded like a neutral third party interviewing Ariel as if he has nothing to do with it. Why is he even here? Just an hour of Ned pretending they're in the same boat. That's what I said. As an ex-wife who also got cheated on, let me clarify one thing. You are only sorry because you got caught. Glad Ariel could move on from the relationship, share her thoughts, really happy for her. 2014 to 2022. Ned has no personality, so he uses his wife to gain clout. 2025, Ned has no personality, so he uses his ex-wife to gain clout. Oh, to be a fly on the wall in the Try Guy's office today. Proof that his wife was and still is the most interesting thing, I'm guessing they meant thing, about him. Ariel was so lovely to listen to in this episode. The beeping you hear is Ned's career on life support. Ignore the positivity, Ned. It's all for Ariel. Hate from Iowa. I noticed that every time he says something really out of pocket, Ariel goes, really quietly. And it just shows she's not taking this crap. Absolutely.
There was so much. We had so much life left. We still have so much life left. I don't know why I'm crying.
I mean, she chances are it's really overwhelming. I mean, to hear someone who hurt you so badly just say, I'm sorry, especially knowing that they really don't mean it, it hurts more than if they had said nothing. It really does. The loss of the dream. Ned really said we both lost. This was a loss for both of us. I totally didn't just nuke the whole dream. No, we both lost it.
I felt like that on that time too.
What happened?
Well,
Bro, speak up. For fuck's sake.
the dream started to break apart for me.
And instead of talking about it with anyone, I decided to have an affair.
And rather than being able to talk about it or to confront those
But you weren't able to talk about it. It was easier to cheat on people, on your wife.
feelings, I wanted to. I guess I was too afraid to say how I was actually feeling.
Love that expression. Man, I really thought this was gonna be restful. No, I wouldn't have to. Wasn't gonna be yelling. I wasn't gonna be really loud. Nope. Nope.
It seemed I chose to deal with it and deal with like things I was experiencing in a way that was really self-destructive.
Oh, self-destructive. I'd call it regular destructive, considering you didn't just hurt yourself, you hurt everyone.
Hurtful to me. And it wasn't like anything you did or like we had a marriage. It was about me and the choices that I made. Just
Yeah, obviously it wasn't anything she did. Everybody knows that it wasn't anything she did.
actions that I took that I'll always regret. Always regret how much pain I caused you and other people. And I'm deeply, deeply sorry.
Oof. Yeah, no, he's not sorry at all. Yeah, the old saying, you're not actually sorry, you're just sorry you got caught. The old saying.
And I'll spend my whole rest of my life trying to make amends to you.
I don't think she's interested in amends. I really don't.
Sure.
I really don't think she's interested in making any sort of amends. Seems more like she just wants to just be civil for the sake of the kids. Which I do understand that whole thing, but I mean,
Differently. To lead a life of integrity and to be a father that our children can.
no, he says our children, but she says my children. Like, he refers to them as their kids, she refers to them as her kids.
Because you did nothing to deserve this.
Dude, everyone already knows that, including her.
Completely, suddenly, violently shattered or...
Wait, suddenly? That makes it sound like this wasn't going on for that long. Ooh. Ariel talks to a wall. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Oh my god. You hurt me. I'm sorry society did that to you. Yeah. It's so sad that that's how she found out.
marriage, our relationship, and like everything you knew, and yeah, it was all my fault.
Ooh, finally. Yeah, it was.
All choices that I made.
So where do we go from here?
I mean, that's kind of where how we've been, what we've been working on, I guess, over the last 3 years. We can make new promises to each other as friends.
It really doesn't look like she even wants to be friends with him. It really doesn't.
Parents, what was the thing that kind of started changing things for you?
Maybe just time. Time and, I don't know, courage. And I mentioned making those authentic relationships, like finding those real friends.
Oh.
And they're like, I don't care that your life is messy. I really like you for who you are. I see your joy. I like every part of you.
Yeah.
And I want to be a part of your life. Like, don't push me away. You know?
It was a real moment of kind of discovering who your real, true, authentic friends are, and
yeah.
Does he seriously think he's one of her true, authentic, real friends? Does he really think that? After the way he betrayed her. After the fact that she'll never truly be able to trust him ever again. It doesn't really sound like a real, true, authentic, real friend.
Cherishing that, and those people that you can kind of be completely yourself with.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
They're not just seeing a one-dimensional version of you.
Yeah, totally.
When did things start to feel a little more safe for you?
I think as I just got more comfortable talking to people about like what happened, and they just seem to not care.
Yeah.
You know, like
See, I don't think. Here's the thing, Ned. He's the only way he's ever making true, real friends is if people are like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. You completely betrayed everyone in your life at one point and lied to everyone, and no one can ever truly trust you." Yeah, that sounds like someone I want to be friends with. Yeah, I don't think he'll ever be able to make friends with like actually decent people ever, and he doesn't really deserve to.
it just wasn't a big deal.
It is kind of funny. It's like the whole, internet and people making TikToks seem to care so much. And then you meet anyone in real life, and it's like everyone has some way to relate to some sort of a cheating story.
Just like all the parents at Wes's school, or, they're like, either they don't know or they don't give a flying fuck. They're like, yeah, who cares? They're like, it's one of many scandals. Like, also, it was 3 years ago. Like, get over yourself.
Yeah.
like that's kind of how I feel. They're like,
yeah.
they're sort of like,
right, because when you're in the school environment, like, there's a bunch.
See, here's the thing. The TikToks, the everything, the edits, the videos on the internet, those all happened back in 2022, right after his affair became public.
Bunch of different types of families and parents.
They pretty much died out after 2022 was over, maybe a little in early 2023, with the new season of Without, like, and then there were some edits of them, of, like, the Try Guys shading Ned after the fact, but beyond that, no one said anything about it ever again, pretty much. There were probably, like, a couple exceptions, but beyond that, especially by the time he made this, any real talk about it completely died down. And so now he's bringing it back, which is very strange.
Parents, and some people are together, some people aren't, and I'm sure every marriage or relationship has a story as to how it breaks down.
Like, it just gives you so much perspective.
Yeah.
It gives you so much perspective to just be in a group of people where nobody cares.
Yeah.
And it gives you, honestly, I think that is what gives me the courage to just be like, you know what? It's okay.
Right.
I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I can live in a world where this has happened and people know, and also we've moved on.
Right.
Like, I can go on dates and not have people be whispering about me. I don't know. I just imagine a world where I can just be myself and not have this thing following me around. Where I don't have to, like, where maybe we are at a restaurant with our kids,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have to feel shame because I'm like, having fun.
Right.
Where people are like, oh my God, are they back together?
Right.
Just because I'm like having a joyful time with with my kids and my ex-husband.
She did hesitate a bit before saying, after having fun with my kids. It's more of like, she had fun with the kids, and he just happened to be there. I don't think him being there had anything to do with her having a good time.
You know, like, is that a crime?
Yeah.
To feel joy? Like,
can I live?
Can I live?
Why is he acting like he's in the exact same boat as she is? And yeah, it is great to hear that she's able to move past this and, like, have a life outside of the internet where people aren't going to be, like, but is she back with him? Is she doing this with him again? And criticizing her for spending time in his presence and having fun.
You know?
Let them.
Let
Let them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're going to Greece together next week.
Right.
It's like, life is weird sometimes.
Like, yes, like we travel together. we
Oh, he's going back to Squidward a bit.
have a familial relationship.
Yeah. It's we've like redefined our relationship, not as partners, romantic partners.
Yeah.
Those sort of like, family or platonic partners and pals. If you want to say pals. I feel the same way, that it was kind of the social communities in school or wherever you are that you kind of just start to feel less alone.
Yeah.
Where somebody that's your friend, or like another couple that you're friends with, just can say like, it was shitty what you did, and also everyone goes through hard times.
Wait a minute, wait. It was shitty what you did, but everyone goes through hard times? What? What does that mean? Hey, you did something really shitty, but it's okay because people struggle.
You move forward the best you can. And whether you are together or not, or sort of together friendly but not romantic, like however you want to live your life as your family moving forward, that's like your business.
Right. Yeah.
And at the same time, people looking on the outside can kind of feel that nonchalance, and on the inside it's like, what I did to you is one of the most devastating things I think a person can experience. Like, I understand why, broadly speaking, these scandals are such ignition points, because it's a lot of people can relate to it, and a lot of people feel so much pain around it.
And it can be both.
It can be both, yeah.
And it can be both at the same time. It can be both at different times. And it can be one thing one day and something different another day. I have some days when I hate your guts.
Good.
And and there are other.
Is today one of those days? I mean, like, seriously. I wouldn't blame her if this was one of those days where she hated his guts because of the things he's saying and the way he says things.
Days when I enjoy your company more than not. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It can be both.
It can be both.
you know, some days are really sad because I feel the loss. But other days, I feel a lot of...
What is that squeaking that's in the background? I know that's also not the point. It's like the combination of the buzz, that squeaking, and then my AC kicking on every few minutes. I'm gonna lose my mind. I think I've already lost my mind. At least I got some Pokemon cards out of this experience.
Gratitude and joy for...
Seriously, what is that? I almost thought it was my chair. My chair squeaks. I got this thing for free, by the way. I found it by the trash in the garage of the apartment complex. So someone was throwing it away, so I took it. And it is a bit broken, so that's why they were throwing it away. Also got this couch for free. I know this is off topic. I got this couch for free. Someone was giving this away for free. So now it's mine. It's really soft and fuzzy.
Where we're...
Bit of lore is I'm someone who just finds things typically. Oh yeah, I also got this lamp thing here. There's a lamp here. I don't turn it on because it kind of breaks my stream setup now. So I don't know how that works or why, but here, let me see. Oh, it won't turn on anymore. That's cool.
Right now.
So it'll either break the stream or it won't turn on. So that's awesome.
Especially, I mean, our kids are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, now she says our kids.
And I mean, they're worth every cent we've spent on therapy. Like,
yeah, because I mean, that's like a big reason why we're working so hard to
Ooh.
rebuild.
mm-hmm. I don't even know if I call it.
Honestly, I think that buzz might be an AC. So I can't really blame them. Because it's been really hot. Like, since the summer all the way through today, it's been so hot. I mean, there have been a few autumnal days, but the rest of us just felt like one long summer, which is the worst season, by the way. Summer's the worst. The only reason you like it when you're a kid is because you don't have to go to school. And once you're an adult, unless you become like a teacher or something, you have to still continue working throughout the summer, so there's no redeeming qualities of summer.
If I would call it rebuilding, I think we're building something new.
Yeah, for sure. I think you have to view it like that. The past is no longer.
No, burn that shit to the ground. I'm kidding.
My wife. Yes.
Oh, he finally acknowledged it. He finally acknowledged the fact that he was the wife guy here.
It's very strange living and having a marriage while also having that be so like public facing.
Who made it public facing? Just another question. Who made it public facing again? Can you just remind us all who made it public facing?
Did you ever feel that there was these like
these are
layers of like the public facing you versus the real you?
Yes, and that was always a struggle for me because I felt like I wanted to like I wanted the two to be the same.
And there is some truth in that. I think anyone who posts on the internet or who is anyone like a streamer or a YouTuber, any sort of anyone who posts themselves on the internet. Like, there is a difference between them on camera versus off camera. Like, I'm a lot less talkative off camera than I am on camera. And I'm a lot less energetic. I mean, my normal voice is more like this. It's a lot more monotone. It's a little bit deeper. But, it's a lot less, friendly. But on camera, you have to be more engaging. You have to have more energy. You have to talk. Which is why my voice gets really, really tired after streaming. Because, I mean, I'm still getting used to talking this much. And I'm not even, like, like, this isn't even a lot of talking. I mean, obviously, I've been talking for about an hour longer than the video's been going. But that's not really a lot. But it just, like, you think that because they're posting a version of themselves, that's exactly who they are when the cameras are off. It's not really true. Because obviously there are parts of people, everyone has parts of themselves that they're like, this isn't really going to be good. I don't want to show this part of myself. And I don't want people to see this side of my personality. So they take a lot of the internet personalities, take them with a grain of salt, obviously.
You know, I always wanted to be one whole person.
And there is a truth in that where, I mean, you don't want to be a completely different person, but you also don't want to show every aspect of you. You don't want to show everything. You want to show the best version of yourself, but you still want to be you. And there is a sort of balance to that.
And I didn't want to be like an actor on camera and then another person in my real life. You know, and that's the funny thing about like being a YouTuber or being an influencer is people expect you to be one person in your real life and on the internet. And then when you're not, then it's like, well, you're lying, you know?
And I do understand that point as well, of like, a lot of people develop, once again, and this is parasocial relationships, they develop this idea of who someone is based solely off of limited footage. And like, most of the time it's very, very edited as well. It's like, you only see the best of someone, and you build who they are based on that. And you're like, oh, this must be what they're like all the time, because this is all I ever see of them. So it's really tricky to keep in mind, this isn't the whole story. This person is like, this isn't a complete picture of who they are. This isn't everything they are. And it's something that people should always keep in mind while watching, like, their favorite streamers, YouTubers, influencers. It's just something to keep in mind, that I might enjoy this person's content, but that does not mean I know them.
But I don't know, what do you
Yeah, well, it's ironic because at the same time, I think what the internet wants from you is to be a one-dimensional character.
How so?
Well,
Yeah, I don't think that's quite right. I don't think people want one-dimensional characters from their influencers. I think it's just Ned who was a one-dimensional character.
There's if you make TikToks as like a certain persona or doing a certain joke, if you deviate from that joke, oftentimes your like engagement will plummet. Like, people kind of want to like just see it's like, oh, it's like you're a stereotype, like kind of like that person.
It's a bit different when you've completely built an entire career off of being a certain persona and being a stereotype versus being a person. Like, if you build a career off of being a person, you have a lot more, you can do a lot more variety in the styles of content, the types of jokes, in whatever you do. But if you, let's just say, make your entire career off of being the wife guy who always talks about his wife, then yeah, obviously, that's like it's all you, if that's all you present, and then you just randomly present something else, like if you've built your entire career off of just one thing, when you deviate, yeah, your engagement's gonna plummet. But if you start your career by building with variety, then you can do a lot more. I hope that makes sense.
And I guess I noticed that in my own work. It's like the things that consistently drew people in were adorable family posts or talking about my wife. And
yeah, whose fault was that though? Like, that was your entire persona that you built. And you could have talked to the other people at your company like, hey, I don't want this to be my entire brand, and found a way to like deviate from that a little bit and build your own persona. But instead of that, you decided to keep hammering in that you were the wife guy and that the most interesting thing about you was her and the children. Like, those were the most interesting things about you. Was the most interesting things about you were the people in your life. It was never you. And you kept building that. So obviously, you could have been like, hey, I want to, build my own sort of personality and like develop my own identity separate from my wife and my family. And I'm sure the other three would have been like, oh, great. The wife guy bit was probably getting really stale for them. So they probably would have been completely open to it. But instead of that, you decided to have an affair with an employee and then continue to hammer in the fact that you're this family guy, this white, oh God. Oh my God, I shouldn't have said that, no. This wife guy who loves his wife and kids. I'm gonna regret saying family guy. Fuck. Yeah, Ned's Peter Griffin. Ned is Peter Griffin. I've just confirmed it.
then producers lean into that and like craft situations for me. And I don't know, over time it felt super pigeonholed and just like I had to.
Okay, but instead of, why didn't you bring that up and say, hey, I don't want this to be the only thing about me. I don't want this to define my entire personality. I want to be more, instead of handling it the way you did.
Fulfill this one like quadrant in a foursome to just be this like, kind of caricature.
What the hell was that pronunciation? Caricature? It's caricature. It's caricature! You went to Yale and you don't know it's caricature? Let's rewind on that.
Caricature.
caricature. Oh my god. I'm texting my mom. I need to tell her this. I need to show her this. Okay, what's the timestamp? 54:04.
Then fill this one like quadrant in a foursome.
Alright. Hopefully my mom will respond.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to like be a full person with nuance on the internet. There's always sort of a performance layer.
So,
Well, sure, but
you're back on again.
You didn't help with that by continuing to hammer in the persona that you chose for yourself. I mean, you could have spoken to anyone and been like, hey, I don't want this to define everything about me.
It's a great question. I, for a long time, didn't want to return to the internet because I didn't see a way of. I didn't want to be myself. I didn't want to make anything. I didn't feel creative.
You aren't creative. You're not creative. What do you mean I didn't feel creative? You've never really been the creative one. You've always been the boring one. That's who you are.
And as time has moved,
He could have built up this. I think Eugene did it really well, of being the straight man, or like Zach and Keith. They were always more comedic leaning. They were always like, especially Keith was the most like out there as far as personality goes. But I mean, as Eugene grew more comfortable around them, he kind of started, acting up and being more willing to act the fool. So that would have created a great opening to fill in the straight guy role of like the one who's more level-headed. That could have been a really great role to fill and still put your own twist on it. And you could have done that instead of having the affair and completely destroying the lives of the people who trusted you.
on.
I mean, the people who, like, of your friends and your wife, and
I have a desire to create and to tell stories, but I don't really want it to be about myself as a character or myself or my relationship or my personal life. I've always been drawn to things that make people curious and finding ways of connecting people with their interests. And so I came up with I don't know, I see myself more as like a host and more as just a vehicle for
hosts are usually charismatic. That's typically a prerequisite, is that hosts have charisma.
other people's stories. And I don't know, maybe I can, because of what I've gone through and my past, like connect with people and empathize with people.
Do you do that? Do you really do that?
What?
No, I'm just. You think you're interesting enough?
Ooh! Ooh! Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's so beautiful.
No, I don't.
Well, at least he's self-aware.
I think other people would be interesting, and then that's regardless of whether I think.
At least he
I
knows
wanna
he's not
talk about
interesting.
my personal life or my family. Like I want to keep our children out of the spotlight.
Is that why you treated their births like a fucking launch? Like a product launch? Is that why you monetized the hell out of them when they were babies?
I keep our
I mean, especially Wes.
dating lives private. Like
What was the other one's name? Finn? Was it? Oh my God. Yeah, Wes and Finn.
it's
But like, he made videos all about specifically Wes, and like monetized the hell out of his baby.
not.
And then is now all of a sudden like, I don't want my kids to be in the spotlight. I mean, I understand that as time goes on. I really thought that thing was done. I understand that as time goes on, you gain a new perspective of like, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. But also, it's very weird to hear him specifically be like, I don't want to force my kids into the spotlight, when he already did that. And obviously, there's a bit of responsibility on her as well for this part of it. The fact that their kids were so publicized. But I feel like it's more on him, considering her life was publicized by him. Like, he made her a public figure. He chose to do that because he couldn't think of another way to get people interested in him than by, bringing her into it.
Good idea for my mental health at least, but I think also in general, to sort of make your whole life your brand. Make stuff that helps people learn things. Make stuff that helps people like empathize with others. And the idea behind the podcast is to tell stories of other people's challenging times and how they overcame them. Because there's one thing I noticed is that people really seem to care about the train wreck that I caused.
Would you say that was your...
I like that he gets real quiet about, like, that I caused, that I did this. The minute he's, like, putting any sort of onus on his own actions, he gets really, really quiet.
rock bottom? Have you hit your rock bottom? Do you think?
I'd say my rock bottom was. It's funny. In the car, there was still a part of me that thought, maybe, because we've been doing therapy, we kind of talked about a variety of things. And my rock bottom was, being in a. I think the moment.
Consensual workplace relationship?
Sent me a text that night that was like, I don't think we can get past this. And it's just sort of like,
Oh, it wasn't his consensual workplace relationship or losing focus?
it's what I did. It wasn't like we are boundary sort of in any sort of.
Within our boundaries.
It's unforgivable.
Oh, yeah. He just crossed the boundaries. He crossed her boundaries. That's... For fuck's sake. The 10-month affair really crossed his wife's boundaries. I know technically that's true, but, like... The phrasing on that is so weird. It's so weird to me.
There's no.
Oh my
I
god.
don't think I slept that night. I remember writing you a long letter. It was ironic. That weekend I was at a wedding. They played our wedding song as their dance. It was important today. It was very fancy. It was just stepping away to cry every 20 minutes. Well, we only have a couple more minutes. I know we can keep talking. Maybe we will, but
Are there any last-minute questions we need to address before?
are we together?
We are not together. We live separately. We are devoted co-parents to our two beautiful, beautiful children. Wes, who is 7, and Finn, who is almost 4.
Are we dating other people?
I mean, I'm open to dating other people. I mean, yes, we are dating. Yeah.
Will you ever be returning to some of your past work?
What kind of work?
Like your old podcast?
No. No, I don't think so.
I mean, it makes sense. I don't think being a public figure was ever something she truly wanted. And she really only did it for his benefit. So I get why she's saying she won't return to, like, the podcast she had with, like, Becky and Maggie. Or to doing anything with the Try Guys again. Because that was his thing. It wasn't really hers.
No, I'm grateful for my time there, but no, I think that era is over.
So what's next for you? I know that you're a creative person, that you've been doing a bunch throughout your career, and it's kind of like it must be exciting to kind of be like a solo artist now.
Yeah, I mean, these last 3 years have given me a lot of time to kind of express what I love, and I've gone back to pottery, which is something that I was really into in college. It started out as just something that I wanted to do, just to, like, I don't know, kind of center myself as like a hobby.
It is cool that she's able to, like, go back to exploring things that she wanted to do but didn't necessarily get to do.
But I've gotten really into it, and I've been spending a lot of time in my own studio, and I'm starting up my own business.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Yeah, and we'll see where it takes me. Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna be like a public, like, do you want to continue being an influencer?
Probably not. Probably not. For a couple of reasons. I mean, the first reason is that I really enjoy just making stuff. Just making stuff in my studio by myself. I know that that sounds so silly, but I love just going into my pottery studio and just sitting at my wheel and getting so dirty and not filming it and just doing what I want to do and making mistakes. And
honestly, like that's honestly like so normal to be like, yeah, I just like having hobbies that I don't have to film. And I feel like everyone gets to have that. Or I know there's a lot of pressure on people who make videos to like, oh, you gotta film every aspect of your life, otherwise. But like, I mean, there are games that I would never play on stream. Like, I enjoy TV shows, I enjoy anime, I enjoy movies, but I would never watch, except the commentary on bad movies, like those cheap animated movies. I don't think I would ever do anything separate, do like a review of, say, K-pop Demon Hunters, or a reaction to that online, because I mean, it's just nice to just enjoy something and not have to document it.
And just making sometimes.
I'm saying that as if I have a giant audience. I mean, it's very exciting. I mean, my VOD's channel on YouTube just hit 100 subs. I'm very excited about that. I'm so happy. It's very exciting. But, I mean, I'm obviously most likely never going to get anywhere near, like, the level of audience that they had, but regardless, I enjoy making content, but I also enjoy doing things separately from that.
I was making really shitty stuff and not having to tell anyone about it,
Mm-hmm.
And the second reason is that I feel like sometimes, and we don't have to put this part in, but it is a valid reason. I feel like sometimes people who are on the internet, there is another standard of beauty for people who are on the internet, and I don't want to hold myself to that standard anymore. I'm going to be 40 this year, and I want to look at myself in the mirror, and I want to say, fuck yeah. I don't want to look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh my God, are people going to notice that I don't look like I'm 30 anymore? Are people going to think that I look old? Are people going to think that that this is bad, or this is bad, or this is bad? I love looking in the mirror and being like, you know what? I look great.
And it is insane to think about, like, even someone who is, like, as obviously gorgeous as she is, to be like, yeah, the internet, there is this beauty standard there. I mean, I'm personally not attractive at all. And part of the reason I wear the mask and I covering my face is because, yeah, I'm not attractive. But also I don't want to build a brand or like an audience based on appearance or based on the way I look. Like, whether they hate or like the way I look, I don't want that to be the only thing that keeps people that gets people to watch me. And I don't want people to choose to not watch me strictly because they don't like the way I look. And that is a really true thing about, especially on the internet, or I shouldn't say everyone, where a lot of people just, like, fully just completely change the way they look through editing, through all this. It's like, and they don't even look like themselves anymore. Just to fit some beauty standard. There is a lot of pressure there.
Yeah.
Like, good enough is good enough.
It's a refreshing place to be. Huh?
It's so great. It's so great to be like, I look awesome. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to look in the mirror and be like, I don't look good enough. I don't love that place. And I think that being a public person, that you sort of have to look at yourself that way. Or at least that was my experience, and I choose not to do that.
Oh, that's right. I got it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For me, I also like love creating, and instead of making pottery, I like making media. So there is this sort of inherent, like, if I'm going to be in it, yeah, you have to kind of think about what you're saying, what you look like, and yeah, it can
See, I don't think he has as much pressure on the beauty standards as she does. I'm just gonna say that right now.
But I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
What can I do as a co-parent and a friend to continue supporting you and to being? I mean, what do you want from me going forward?
Just be authentic. Just be authentic with your audience. You know?
Like, what are your hopes and dreams for the future?
I just generally want to be the person that I genuinely believe that I am. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like for a long time I've wanted to be one person, but I've lived the life of a person who isn't that person. And I'd like for those two things to be the same.
That does make sense, that, like, she wasn't who she wanted to be when she was doing the internet stuff. And and she just didn't really find the joy in that. So she's just not going to be an internet person, which is honestly fine. Obviously, people would have been more than happy to have her back, but, you know, it's up to her, and she's figured out what she's comfortable with, and she's going to do that. And honestly, that is really, really great, and I'm so happy for her.
Same.
Yeah. And
what do you hope for the two of us?
I just want each of us to grow in the way that makes each of us happy. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be who you are, and I want me to be who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I want for you to feel like you can be who you are, and I want you to feel like you can do that without judgment. And I want the same for myself.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think that by kind of moving forward more as individuals, we'll each be able to kind of be the best version of ourselves and to kind of discover maybe parts of ourselves that are less to the forefront when you're like really.
And this was supposed to be a short stream. This is turning into my second longest stream. I know I'm not gonna get 5 hours like I got on Friday, but god damn it.
In a
This was supposed to be shorter.
Relationship. But that's for us as individuals, but for us, as co-parents, I hope that we raise boys of honesty and integrity.
So boys who aren't like you, got it. Sorry. He walked right into it. He walked right into that one.
Are happy and feel loved. And I hope that we're a team who tells each other what's on our mind, even if it's not always, hard to say or easy to hear. That's what I hope for us, is to have a parenting partnership based on in laughter, in respect, and in honesty.
Me too.
Thank you again to Ariel.
So he dropped the vocal fry fully at the end here.
Thank you for your honesty, your vulnerability, your directness. This truly meant a lot to me, and thank you for watching.
No one's watching this for you.
Not be the subject of the episode. I'll be having a conversation with Laura Love Harden.
Who the fuck is that?
She is a mother who overcame a battle with heroin addiction, and eventually was a Oprah book club bestseller. So it's full of insightful and human drama, and you're not going to want to miss it. So see you next week, and take care.
Oh, we gotta... Hang on. What the fuck is this? What is this? Did he have his kids make this? Did he make this? If he made this, this looks awful. This looks so awful. Did his kids do this? Who made this? Horrible, horrible, horrible. Close that. Alright. Oh my god. That one was a chore. God, he is something else. I mean, the level of audacity to not only spend the entire time like trying to downplay all the things you did, but also try to like somehow get your wife to be like, oh, I forgive you, or to try to make her feel bad for not forgiving you for whatever reason. And the lack of accountability on his end. Like, I already knew going in that he wasn't gonna be great. But I didn't think it would be this bad. I really, really didn't. And the fake vocal fry and how he'd get real quiet. Like, you couldn't even blame it on the mic. He did that himself. Like, what was that? But did my mom ever? I never got a response on the pronunciation of caricature. Caricature. What the fuck is a caricature? I want to know what that is. Mr. Yale. I don't think I'll ever truly be over that one. But that's gonna do it for today. I don't know if I'm ever really gonna do a lot of commentary streams like this. Or like reacting to like drama like this. I just wanted something quick. And it turned out to not be quick. Well, my throat hurts now, so I'm gonna call it there. I'll be back tomorrow for more Undertale.